Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. Today we're going to be talking about XQC is back in the pro scene and also talking about the recent development with Activision Blizzard, the layoffs, what that basically means for Overwatch as we have a bit more information there. Let's start with the XQC stuff first. He's kinda signed with the LA Gladiators, but more specifically something called the Sentinels. To go over what that is, they are a premier Los Angeles based organization dedicated to building competitive teams across esports while connecting with as many passionate fans as possible. They have teams in Fortnite, Hearthstone and Artifact, and the organization manages the LA Gladiators, which is the Overwatch League team, and Gladiators Legion, which is the Academy team. And they are a division of Krunk Sports and Entertainment. So what does this mean for XQC? Well, he's mostly good to be a streamer going off what this press article says. The Sentinels are excited to announce the signing of XQC to the organization. The variety streamer will also be playing as a substitute for the Gladiators Legion in Overwatch Contenders. It goes on to say how basically good XQC is on Twitch, for those who don't know. And then it says, when not competing for the Legion, XQC will both continue streaming a variety of games and conduct a weekly stream with players from the Sentinels and Gladiators organizations in games including Fortnite and Overwatch. We are looking forward to having XQC to play for the Gladiators Legion. Since Panka has a two-way contract with the Overwatch League, signing XQC provides backup for the Legion when Panka is not available. From hearing on the reaction of Reddit, it sounds like XQC can also stream whilst the Overwatch League is going on, as well as stream a variety of games. I do believe in some contracts, some of the Overwatch League players can only play Overwatch on their stream, hence why they don't stream an awful lot, but it depends, it goes on a team by team basis. Another good thing about this for XQC is it means that he can move back to LA. I think he's back in Canada at this point, but ultimately I think it allows him to get a work visa, which is good for him and also really good for the tier 2 scene if he does actually play for the Legion at some point. Granted, I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think over the last 6 months we started to see, when it comes to talking about Overwatch at least, a bit more of a mature XQC. For example, his response to the whole Ellie situation was actually very well put, and frankly he's kind of got out of the drama a little bit more, and he's one of the saving graces for Overwatch when it comes to Twitch and just how popular the game is at the moment. So I think this is big news for XQC and Gladiators, and I do hope we get to see a little bit more of him in the actual tier 2 scene and what that could do for the scene as a whole. Next up, let's talk about the Activision Blizzard, their final financial results for 2018, and of course all of the layoffs that they've had, letting go about 8% of their total employee numbers, which is about 700 to 800 people in total. We have seen people in the Overwatch community leave, such as a couple of the social media managers and also various people that work with stuff like the Collegiate series and also the Overwatch League. But in terms of development for the game, you know, Jeff Kaplan still has his job, you don't need to worry about that. It does seem that these were more people that were there for supporting other roles as opposed to the actual developers. Both myself and Miska do know people that will let go, and we just wanted to sort of echo our, I guess, sadness there and just basically say that these people deserved a lot better than they got. It's a really shitty situation. Says a lot about the game industry as a whole, which is under a lot of scrutiny right now, not only for Activision Blizzard but stuff like EA and even Take-Two losing a lot of stock right now, but it's still such a sad thing to see. Overwatch was mentioned a couple of times here specifically. Mostly it was down to the Overwatch League and the revenue earnings there, but in the selected business highlights where it talks about, you know, what games came out, how well that they did, it said that Blizzard had 35 million monthly active users in the quarter as Overwatch and Hearthstone saw sequential stability, whilst World of Warcraft saw expected declines post-expansion launch. Probably not as expected as they make it sound. Probably a lot faster. Fourth quarter segment revenue grew 15% year over year, and have extended their partnership with NetEase in China for a couple more years, yada yada. But this is their plans for 2019. The company will increase development investment in its biggest franchises, enabling teams to accelerate the pace and quality of content for their communities and supporting a number of new product initiatives. The numbers of developers developers working on Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Overwatch, Warcraft, Hearthstone and Diablo in aggregate will increase approximately 20% over the course of 2019. The company will fund this greater investment by deprioritizing initiatives that are not meeting expectations and reducing certain non-development and administrative related costs across the business. The company is also integrating its global and regional sales and go-to-market partnerships and sponsorship capabilities as part of these restructuring actions. That doesn't necessarily mean that the number of developers working on Overwatch is going to go up 20% as such. When you have all of these different games in there, including Hearthstone and Candy Crush, it's really hard to say how much time is going to be dedicated into this. Call of Duty was also in that list, and it does sound like Activision, of course, are going to put a lot of time and effort into that, saying that the next Call of Duty game is going to be the best ever. Going off a tweet coming from Slasher, there was a business call and a question was asked about what they're going to do about Overwatch. From the tweet, Slasher says that Blizzard says it has a lot of new ideas for Overwatch on the earnings call, and that the Overwatch you know is just a small part of the overall franchise, though no concrete details were given. I haven't spoken about this on the channel, but I don't really like the idea of a purely single player story game for Overwatch. In that I hope more support comes to the PvP aspect of the game, maybe a PvE sort of game, sort of Left 4 Dead style almost, where you can pick various different heroes might be cool. But I would like to see these games still remain massively multiplayer if they can. That's just my perspective though, I do prefer those kind of games. And I also think that they're just a lot more successful revenue wise than say a single player game like God of War. God of War is a great game, don't get me wrong, but I think when it comes to AAA developers, they want stuff like Apex and Fortnite now to have replayability, little stores in them, so on and so forth. We're still waiting for big things in Overwatch, whether we get them anytime soon remains to be seen, but I also do think that this first quarter of 2019 is incredibly important for Blizzard to get right, not only in Overwatch, but in all of their different games too, especially World of Warcraft, that just seems to be tanking. But that's where I want to leave this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know about what you think of the XQC situation and also all of the Activision Blizzard stuff. Take care. I'll see you next time.